She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock, spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeyshakeysha, queen of the plot, hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock, spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeyshakeysha, queen of the plot, hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop.
Y'all, when I hear that song, I be like, hey, okay, listen. So I said that I was going to come back on here and I was going to tell y'all about this stylist. And I'm going to say little girl because it was given very much little girl behavior. Went yesterday to get my hair done. Now, y'all know if you live in Atlanta, if you heard about scamming ass Atlanta, these hairstylists, and what I'm learning is they're not even real hairstylists because these hoes don't even have the license. So I'm going to start reporting you hoes. That's what I'm going to start doing. So I make the appointment with this girl, went in, did the consultation. So what I do is I do consultations because I want to make sure you're not a scammer. I want to make sure you actually have a business because I don't go to people's houses. I'm not doing it. Okay. So if you don't have a salon, I'm not coming to you. Okay. Period. If you're doing hair and you can't afford to have a salon, I don't want to come to you. And also, y'all know one other thing I am sick of these hoes about. Why is it that they don't list their address? I would like for them to list their address on their website like every other business so you can actually know where they're located to make the determination if you actually want to go there. Maybe it's a part of town that you don't want to go to. For instance, when I originally booked her, she said she was in Atlanta. Girl, you are not in Atlanta. But that was a plus for me because she was actually closer to me. But again, they don't provide you the correct information. Obviously, they want you to send these hoes, want you to send them money before you even get your hair done, which gives you are not licensed because I'm old school. You make appointments and you go get your hair done. Like a guy that I go to, which is, he's really good, but, he'll cut my hair and stuff like that. He's right up the street. You don't got to make an appointment. I'm sorry. You don't have to do any kind of deposits. Really professional. But these young, doped up hoes, high from the last night, they own whatever it is they own. I'm sick of them. So what I want to do is, because I don't know if y'all watched my video from yesterday. So yesterday I set up an appointment, arrived to my appointment on time to find out that the girl had sent me a message saying that she had to take her sister somewhere. Now, I know emergencies happen, but unfortunately, I didn't write her policy. In her policy, it states that you cannot cancel within 48 hours, because if you do, guess what? You lose your money. So when you make policies like this, I know, a lot of y'all are uneducated and probably never had a job, and, you scamming, doing hair, you're not licensed. So you just trying to make you some money. But I believe you probably should learn how to run a business, because if you're going to make policies saying that people can't cancel within 48 hours, you need to have common sense to actually follow your own policy. So for those of you that may have missed this video, I'm just going to give y'all a snippet of it just so you can kind of follow where I'm at. Right. Yeah. So I leave the house an hour early to get here on time. I'm almost here, and I noticed that, I received a text message saying that, the girl was running late. Oh boy. Here she is.
Hi.
Okay.
You're here. How would you like to receive your payment?
Can you just send it back? I guess however
you paid on Square.
Right.
Was it a credit card?
I don't know if I used the same credit card. They could have been different
Let
ones.
me see. I can tell you the last four.
I know one was the American Express. I don't know what I
Let
used
me
the
go
first
back
one.
to what's your first name?
It's Lakeysha.
Lakeysha. So this is the $50. It was on Visa 4886.
I mean, whichever card I pay, you can. I mean,
Let's
it can
see.
be that same card.
Issue refund. So select item. Okay, so that one is gonna go to. Hold on. I'll make sure I send you the screenshots too.
Okay.
So that is gonna go to Visa 4886, and then
Okay.
your deposit for you used a different Visa, so it's gonna go
Right.
back to 6360.
Yeah, that's fine. Whichever one. I don't even remember which one I used for the first one. It don't matter.
You send you the screenshots for both. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So I'm just gonna stop that video. Y'all can go back and check that out. But what you all saw in that video is I was really trying to maintain from cussing that hoe out. Like seriously, I really was trying to maintain from cussing that hoe out. And I don't know if y'all could tell, but that is me. I was trying to maintain from cussing that hoe out. Let me just tell you why. Let me plug up my microphone. Let me just tell you why. Okay, because for one, I got a daughter. These girls got smart ass mouths. Is what they have. Maybe they don't got a mama, a daddy. Maybe they don't got both. So let's get into the text messages. I'm gonna read them from my. Well, let's kind of put them up here. But what you guys see is her actually arriving through a few texts. I think she texted me a few times and then she ended up calling. Now, the reason why I was irritated at this little hoe is simply because, girl, I showed up to my appointment on time, like I said I was. I get stuff happens, but you made these country ass policies that said you can't cancel for 48 hours. That's what you made. I didn't create that. Be a normal person. Operate your business like a normal person. But the reason why y'all don't is because y'all really also some scamming ass hoes. Like sometimes y'all really don't want to do hair, but you want people to pay you because guess what? If people send deposits, even if I don't do hair today, I'd have made me a nice little penny. And then when I choose to do hair, I can do hair. Then I'll collect that money. And then if I want, I'll just cancel you. And I'll either scheme or scam, depending on who you are. Maybe, if I can play with you, because she knew that I had the look that I would probably beat her up because I would. So she did, we'll get to that part. So she, I'm sorry. So they want to play games with you. Okay. So the reason why I was so irritated is because it was her attitude. And it's crazy that she said my energy. And I was trying to maintain, because for me, I'm either nice or I'm not. It's no in between. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't want to go there because she would have been like, what the hell just happened? You know what I mean? Because with me, it's no in between. I'm either nice or whoop your ass. That's just how it goes. It's either there or there. I don't really have an in between. So I was trying to maintain because I knew she just didn't know who and what she didn't know. So this is why I was upset. not even so much as she had an appointment or whatever happened with her sister, because to me, it just let me know how ignorant she was, because you wrote these policies, ma'am. So if you wrote the policies and you got to do whatever you got to do, say, well, girl, I'm going to give you $100 off. I'm going to give you something. Give me something, because you have wasted my time. And in all honesty, $100 is really nothing, but it was just a show of non-consideration. So what this girl said was, and I'm going to get into, well, let's get into it now. So I'm going to put the text on the screen. Okay. Let me put the text on the screen. Okay. Here's the text message. Now, keep in mind, my appointment is at 10:30. And actually, I put it in my phone at 10 o'clock just so that I can force myself to not be late, because being 15 minutes late is really nothing. I mean, we can be 15 minutes late. But the reason why I'm specifically focused on 15 minutes, because she said in her policy, I believe it says if you're 14 minutes, so you can't even be 15 minutes late, that your appointment is canceled. That's what her policy says. So okay, so keep in mind, my appointment is at 10:30. 10:30, right? So in order for me to get there on time, I have to leave an hour in advance. So she sends me a message. It says 10:04. Keep in mind, at 10:04, I am really halfway there. I'm halfway there. So she sends me a message at 10:04, says, good morning. I'm so sorry. I had to drop off my sister to the urgent care. I'll be like 15 minutes. My apologies. I didn't think anything of it. I mean, it's 15 minutes. At that point, I said, okay, I'm just going to go up the street and maybe grab a coffee or something to drink, because I didn't eat. I didn't do anything. In fact, I was going to put on makeup. I don't wear makeup every day, but usually if my hair is done, you will see me with makeup on. So I was like, I'm going to wear some makeup. But I said, no, I'm not, because I don't want to be late. So I did not put on makeup, because I wanted to be on time. So when she sent me this message, I'm like, okay. So I went, grabbed me, whatever I grabbed. And I said, okay, I'm going to text this girl and let her know I'm here, because these bitches play games. And I didn't need her saying, oh, well, I told you I was going to be there at 10:30 and you didn't never text me, so I didn't think you were coming. I'm just covering all bases. Okay. So I said, okay, I'm here. 10:29. My appointment is at 10:30. Okay. So I'm waiting. And now I start thinking, okay, my appointment is at 10:30. I don't think this lady is here, but her policy says that if you're, I think it's 14 or 15 minutes late, and we're going to get into that she can keep my money and cancel. I said, so I'm going to text her, because what I'm doing is covering my bases. Okay. Because if this girl, I don't know what she's on at this point. So I said, let me just let her know I'm here, because then that'll be my proof that I was here and she wasn't, right? Just in case she tried to play games. Because at this point, I don't know this lady. I've had the consultation that I paid $50. And that was pretty much it. Had a few texts with, regards to the appointment and hair type to buy. And that was it. So I said, hello, are you here yet? That was at 10:48. Keep in mind, my point is at 10:30. Now, she did say she was going to be 15 minutes, late, but I'm really trying to cover my bases, so that I'm like, let me let her know I'm here. So she texted me at 10:49. What, a minute later, said, good morning. I'm not. ETA should be 10:52. Now I'm going to grab my phone. And the reason why I'm grabbing my phone is because what you guys don't see is that she called. Okay. So she called after I'm gonna look at my phone, because I'm gonna look to see when she actually called, because I don't remember. Let me look at the time. Okay. So she called me at 10:50. She called me. I don't know if she sent both of those texts. We can reschedule if you are in a rush. I don't want to cancel. That's why I just dropped her off. So I don't know if she sent me those two messages first, and then called. I don't remember, because all I remember is looking at my phone like, is this girl trying to cancel? And then the next thing, she was calling, right? I'm messing my little hair up. So that's the only thing I remember. But here's the deal. When the girl calls, listen to this. Now, y'all see the text message. I just said I'm here, and, asked her if she was there, because Hell, I don't know if she went in another door. I'm just covering my bases. So when she calls on the phone, keep in mind she has never arrived. And I always felt that she wanted to try to cancel the appointment. Now, when she told me she was going to be 15 minutes late, I thought about it. I said, okay, it's only 15 minutes late. Okay, she's just giving me a common courtesy. Okay, that's cool. But then, because when I spoke to her, I'm sorry, when she sent me the text right here, she says, I'm running 15 minutes behind. I was like, okay, 15 minutes. I didn't think anything of it. But then she calls and on the phone, she says, I don't want to inconvenience you. I don't want to waste your time. Now, when she said that, in the back of my mind, I'm like, she doesn't want to inconvenience me. She doesn't want to waste my time. Okay, what is she trying to tell me? So I'm holding the phone, and then the girl says, and I was like, well, what do you mean? And she says, well, I didn't want to reschedule you. And at this point, I'm like, what? I'm thinking like, girl, what? Like your policy says that you have to cancel within 2 days. So I'm just like, what the hell in my mind? I'm like, what is going on? And she kept saying, like, I don't want to waste your time or inconvenience you. And I said, I'm here. I remember saying, I said, I'm here. I said, I'm here waiting for you. I said, I've already driven here for the appointment. I said, I've scheduled this appointment for this day. I said, I've moved stuff around to put it in my schedule. I said, so I'm just going to go with getting it done today. I'm like, because really, I got stuff to do. It's pretty much what I was saying. I said, today was the day for my hair. And she says, well, I don't like your energy. These dumbass hoes, and I'm cussing because I'm sick of these hoes. Do they know any other words? Bitch, you didn't even know what energy was. What? Yo, my energy. So tell me, ho, why do you get to be inconsistent? I know stuff happens, but create problems and then want to rectify and justify how the person handles it. Huh? You don't like my energy. I'm just like, bitch, I'm just in my mind like, where do these hoes come from? Like, you don't like my energy? Learn a new word. Learn what the real manifestation of energy is because, bitch, you created the situation, okay? So I'm like holding the phone and I still didn't say anything because remember I told y'all with me, it's either cool or I'm not. So at this point, I'm getting not cool and I'm ready to cuss this hoe out is really what I'm ready to do because at this point, I'm sick of these people. Like, you want people to prepay for an appointment that they didn't have, and then like, what kind of fucking professional customer service do you have when I sought you out for services, and then now you are being rude and telling me you don't like my energy? Bitch, you don't know what I have to do today. I scheduled this, paid your dumb fees in advance to only get here and be inconvenienced. And you are so stupid that you're telling me you don't want to waste my time. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, is this girl slow? I'm wasting my time because I'm sitting here waiting and I'm not able to use the time, but yet I'm sitting here waiting for you. So I tell her again, I said, look, I'm already here. You say you're running late. I'll just wait because I'm here already. Like, y'all got to understand. It took me an hour to get there, right? So it takes me an hour to get there. You got to get up in the, morning or whatever I did before then to try to get to the appointment, right? So I drove an hour to wait for her to drive an hour back to get absolutely nothing. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I left out from my house way in advance to plan for an accident because in Georgia, all type of shit be happening when you trying to get somewhere. So what I did is I left my house at 9:15, I believe, which was an hour and 15 minutes in advance, and it only took me about an hour to get there, right? So when you say wasting my time, girl, I left out my house at 9:15, and now here we are. Here we are. I left out my house at 9:15, and at 11 o'clock, I still have not accomplished anything. So I'm irritated because now I have wasted my time. So I'm like, I can wait. And she's like, no, I'm just going to refund you your money because I don't like your energy. And I'm just not saying anything because at this point, I don't want to blow up on this bitch because that is pretty much where I am. So I'm just holding the phone, like saying to myself, like, this little hoe do not know me. Like, I am trying to be civilized when I really want to just pull her whole wig off. Like, because it's just like, who does this? And then who does this and then has a nasty attitude? Then she goes on to say, I gave you enough time. I let you know. So tell me, how is letting me know that you are running late at 10:04? Now that's okay if you really running 15 minutes late. But girl, you canceled the whole appointment. So what type of lunatic are you? She says, I let you know in enough time. So at this point, you saying my energy, bitch, you never wanted to do my hair today anyways. That's why you coming with all of this weird ass shit. And I'm just like, okay, I'll wait. Because at this point, what frustrates me is when I waste my time. So although the girl was late, I'm just waiting, like, okay. But in the back of my mind, it's truly telling me how unprofessional you are because you made these policies. These are your policies. Now, unless you can fix it by saying, okay, girl, I'm gonna give you a discount. That's really the only way to fix it, because what y'all got to understand is they make these shitty rules, but they can break the rules. Now, this is what I want y'all to get into right here. I'm going to show y'all something because I know y'all want to know who she is. I put her on the thumbnail. But this is who the girl is. And, as I thought about this, we don't even know who these hoes are. Like, they make up these names. We don't even know their real names. When I looked at my account, actually, let me go into my account because the name that it gave me was something very different. But what I want to get into, let's get into this girl's Instagram. So this is her Instagram. Okay. I mean, it looked nice to me. So, I went off the pictures. I said, okay, and I wanted a more natural look. I know somebody was in the comments and they were like, get braids. I've been wearing braids for a minute and I just wanted to let my scalp breathe and not wear the braids. So that's why I wanted to get a more of a natural tape in look because my hair can actually be down. But this is what I want y'all to specifically pay attention to. So this is the chick's website, Alani. Okay. Now I'm going in as if I were going to book something. So I want y'all to pay it. Oh, y'all can't even see that. I can't stand when it does that. Okay, I'm gonna have to reshare it. For some reason, when you click the other part of it, it just, why does it do that? It's not even showing y'all okay, let me unshare. For some reason, when you share and then you like click on another part of it, it don't really show y'all that. Okay, so let me share again because I clicked on her website. And I don't know why it doesn't do that because I'm trying to show y'all well, this is the lady website. This is her website. For some reason, though, I wanted to show y'all her policy. But when I try to share it, it ain't showing up. That is so weird. It's not showing. Okay, let me stop sharing it because I don't know why it's not showing. But that's the girl's website. Let me try something again. Let me try something because I don't know why it's not showing. Let me share again. Maybe it'll share that this time. So I'm not sure why it's not. Yeah, it's not sharing. I wanted y'all to see her policy. Dang it. For some reason, when I click on the link, but I'm just gonna read it to y'all. If you go to her Instagram, this is it. It says, and let me share again. Maybe it'll show up this time. If you go, yeah, it's not. Wait a minute. I think I got it. Okay, there we go. Right there. There we go. I got it. Yay. Okay. Here it is. Y'all can see how computer literate I am. Don't be knowing what the hell I'm doing. Okay. So this is once you click on the link to book, this is what you get. Okay. Now, once you book, now I got to reshare it again. I don't know why this thing does all of this. Like, seriously. Okay. This is just okay. Let me reshare it. So what happens is when you click on the actual link, it takes you to the other website, but it doesn't share. Each time you click, it doesn't tell you, like it doesn't take you there. Okay, so here we go. So after you click on the link, this is what it says. Now, this is one thing I have learned to do. When I book with people, I always read this because if it's something that I can't do, I don't book. So this is what her website states. So y'all let me know if I'm wrong because this is what I read. Now, when I read this, I'd be like, okay, can I follow it? If not, I don't do it. This is what it says. It says must know $100 off, $100 off day fee. $75 squeeze in, whatever. So let's pay attention to the late policy. Please be on time. There is a 10-minute grace period. After 15 minutes, your appointment will be canceled. So she give you 10 minutes to get there, I guess, because it said it's a 10-minute grace period, and she cancels your appointment after 15 minutes late. Now y'all can see why I decided after she wasn't there, let me send her a text that say, I am here, because I didn't know what this lady was on. Like, I wasn't sure what she was on. So I said, let me make sure I at least text her and let her know I'm here because I never know what these girls are on. Okay, so reschedule. Rescheduling is valid up to 48 hours before the appointment. 48 hours. So I didn't know that she would actually cancel the appointment because, girl, it says that it's 48 hours. So does these rules only apply to the people that's scheduling? How is it that you can reschedule somebody? You got to look at these people's schedule and they have to agree to it. But for me, I was like, girl, this is the day for me because I got so much stuff to do within these next few weeks. That is what it says for rescheduling. Now, read this. Deposits. All services require a deposit that goes toward the service. When booking, deposits are non-refundable. So she pretty much say you don't get your money back. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I make sure, that I'm going to be able to, follow whatever their policy is. Now, if you guys look at her hours, what I said in my video yesterday is when I booked, it was on a Tuesday. When I went back and looked at her hours, it said that she is available Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But it allowed me to book on Tuesday. So I reached out to her and she said, I said, I noticed that I booked on Tuesday, but on your schedule, it said it doesn't, you're not available. And, because it was booked online, in order for me to book that, she would have had to open it up. So what she told me was, oh, yeah, it's fine. I opened it up. So I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. How would I book, without you opening it up? But here's another thing. Why do these people that do hair want to work 9 to 5? What damn hairstylist do you know, especially if you're an old school person that wants to do hair from 9 to 5? Girl, people work those hours. You need to do hair when people leave work. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the hours are an issue because if you want to go to these chicks, you're going to take off work. Like they don't have any after hour appointments. These hoes need to go. Okay. So this is pretty much her, this is her Instagram, for better sake of words or whatever. Can y'all see it or did I make it? Yeah, y'all can see it. So that's pretty much her Instagram. And that's why I was like, look, girl, I'm like, what is this girl talking about? Her policy. And again, they don't follow their own policy. They make up shit and they do things however they want. Now, in terms of me receiving my money back, okay? So y'all know how banks are. Sometimes they can take a little bit longer. But I saw something coming through one of my cards that I use. I charge $50. Now that one, I saw it coming through yesterday, but I didn't see it this morning. I reached out to them. I know it's only $50, but I don't play about my little money. And they said that, it takes a few days. Now on my other card, I know they just slow, period. So I looked, I didn't see it going back in, but she did send me the text messages, and I'll show y'all those here. I don't know if y'all can see it at the bottom, but what it says is $100, $100. I'm sorry, it says $100 and it says $50. That's gonna go back to your car. It looks like she did it right there. So I haven't received it yet, but those are the text messages, that she sent me. Now, what I want to do, I want to check my email because I also believe that she sent me something with regards to her policies, which is kind of what I'm talking about, because they will send you all of this different. Let me see if it's in here, if she sent me something, or is it could have just been on her website. No, okay, so I don't have anything in addition to, her website and everything. But yeah, so those are her policies. You cannot cancel within 48 hours. If you do, you forfeit your money. You cannot be, she gives you a 10-minute grace period. After 15 minutes, your appointment is canceled. So I'm thinking, like, is this girl going to cancel my appointment? What's going on? That is the name of her salon. Alani, if you guys go to Instagram, is bybreaalani. I don't know what this chick's name is. Let me log into my bank really fast because I believe though, when I looked at it, it said a different name. So to be in all honesty, I don't know what this chick's name is. I don't know what her name is, but this is another thing, y'all, I found out because I was looking this up on some information up on a website, and I want to share this with y'all because y'all was in the comments and I was like, dang, I didn't even realize that. But what I'm learning, this is what I'm learning here. Dang. This is what I'm learning. A lot of these chicks are not licensed. And y'all know what? I didn't even think about that. I really didn't. And the reason why is because it's illegal. Like it's illegal to do hair and not have a license. So I would have thought, that people wouldn't be doing that, but in all actuality, they actually do. So when I thought about it, I said, I wonder, do this chick have a license? So I looked up the criteria for filing a complaint. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna start reporting all of these hoes. They need to be reported. They need to be reported because they just don't need to be in the business. So it says to report a unlicensed hairstylist in Georgia, you need to submit a written complaint, and they give you the information. Now, when I went on to social media, what I'm learning from a lot of the content creators that's doing content centered around the unlicensed, what we want to call them, hairstylists, what they're saying is you just give them as much information as you can and they will find the person. Do I know if this girl is licensed? I don't. And in all honesty, I didn't even think about it until, y'all were in the comments like, I bet you she not even licensed. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't even think about that. So that's something that I'm going to look into. And another thing, when we getting our hair done, we don't even know who these chicks are because they go by these social media handles and you don't even know what their real name is. And I was thinking, I said, what is this chick's name? So when I look at one of my bank transactions, it just says SQ Alani. So it doesn't say the girl's name. Now, if I look at my phone record for when she called, it comes up, let me see, it came up like it said Keela Strachan or something like that. So I don't even know what this chick's name is, but I didn't even realize, y'all, that this was such a big thing on TikTok either. So let's get into what this lady had to say.
Actually, you can report unlicensed stylists to state board. As long as you have an address, a name, a phone number on this person, you can report them to state board because state board will fine them thousands of dollars. Now, I always see people saying, oh, I'm going to report them to the Better Business Bureau. Now, the Better Business Bureau, they can't do nothing to no goddamn body. I don't even understand why we still have that, honestly, because like when it's a conflict between a consumer and a business, they just want to be like the middleman to fix the problem, but they don't find nobody. They don't do anything. They can't really touch a business, honestly. They can't do nothing. Now, State Board will go find them hoes. So do what you will with that information now that y'all know. Y'all can start getting these girlies who are unlicensed in trouble for messing your hair up, scamming y'all out of money, all that because they don't have no license. Call up, give State Board in your state their address, their name, their phone number. Start reporting them.
And y'all know what? That's exactly what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start reporting these people. So that's pretty much it, y'all. That's the girl's, information. It is right here. And that is her handle on social media. Like I said, I have not received my money back, but like I said, it does take some time. When I check with my one bank, it do take a few days. And I know I did see something yesterday, but then this morning it was gone. And so I started thinking, I said, did the chick reverse it? What's going on? So I reached out to them right away, because let me tell you how I get down. I don't care if it's for $50 or whatever it is, I will sue a bitch. And let me just tell you why. It ain't even $150. It's the principle that matters. And it's about putting these hoes in their place. So let's say this hoe did not give me my $150 back. I would sue the fuck out of her. For one, I will sue her. Not only will I sue her, I'm still going to reach out and see if this woman actually has a license. Because I'm going to be honest, she seemed okay. Which is really alarming to me, because I didn't even know where this bipolar ass behavior came from. So it just made me really think like, damn, you really can't trust any of these hoes, because she seemed okay. Then all of a sudden she went from 0 to flipping it like, I did something to her, which was really crazy. I said, this bitch really has some issues, because how do you do that? Like how that's working out? How do you not show up for an appointment that you're scheduled for, and yet get an attitude and tell the person that you don't like how they're dealing with it because you did something wrong? That's a weird kind of crazy bitch right there. I mean, she seemed quiet, and they say them the real crazy ones. Because I said, I'm just like, huh? But that's her information. Spread the word. If you know somebody that's going to her, I don't know. I just felt like the bitch didn't want to do hair yesterday. She did not want to do hair yesterday because she gave too many excuses. She made up too many. Just even after I told the lady, oh, I'm here. Oh, and a part that I'm missing out. This is the part that I miss. Now, I dropped off the hair to her, I don't know, earlier in the week. I don't remember if it was last week, but I'm saying this to say, she told me, if you want, drop the hair off in advance. And I said, okay. She said, because if you drop the hair off in advance, I can start coloring the hair. Therefore, when you come, I just have to, color yours and then do the clip-ins. And I said, oh, okay. So tell me why I dropped off the hair in advance to this girl. Had to go there twice, because the first time she wasn't there. Well, she didn't tell me to come, but she told me, here are my hours. You could drop it off anytime between this time. But anywho, I was in the area and I said, let me just stop there. But she wasn't there. So it wasn't like I had made a trip to go out there. I happened to be in the area. Now, the next time I ended up calling her, I said, hey, I was in the area, but I don't think you were there. She says, no, I had left early. I said, so, let me know when I can drop off the hair. Now I remember I dropped it off this past Saturday. Dropped the hair off to this girl. Y'all, she didn't do nothing with the hair. She gave me the hair back. The only thing she did was, it looks like she took one out of the bags, but I need to check it out. Because what if this hoe switched it? Let me check the hair out. But anywho, the hair looked to be okay. Like I said, it was one that was out of the original bag. I need to look at the others, but she did not do anything with the hair. And I asked her before she had given it to me. I said, so what did you do with the hair? Did you color? She said, nope. And I'm thinking, why would this girl have me drop the hair off all to not even color it. Like that was the whole purpose of it. So then it made me think, I said, did something happen maybe yesterday or something? And she had already made up her mind that she wasn't coming, because in all actuality, when I saw her and she came, if y'all can, go back and watch my video yesterday, that is her talking like, okay, you paid with this card. I'm, refund it to this card or whatever. So to me, she looked like she just didn't she didn't want to work today, but never know, with these girls or whatever, these little young girls, they are young girls to me, because that is exactly how they act. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
Nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeyshakeysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea